Hello, friends, and welcome back to the shop. Happy Friday. I started wrong. How is everyone doing? You'll have to let me know. I had all sorts of technical problems today. I'm not going to bore you with them, but the sound might be off. So let me know if there's any issues with the audio because I had to reset the filters and the furnace is about to come on, so we'll get a good test of that. But it is great to be here tonight. I am smoking the Matches Memorial Friday 7 Ellie, as is the tradition here on the Friday night live stream. And of course, it is full of Haunted Bookshop, which is also the tradition. And it's the last live stream before Christmas, so you can see I've got my green and red on. Very festive. Not as festive as I get, clothing-wise. But Bill says he saw the camera juggle earlier. Don't know what that meant. I was trying not to juggle it, but so you guys are going to have to let me know if you can hear me. And if it sounds normal. And while we wait for that, I can say we got a ton of people here. You know, I was trying to get this set up earlier, and it was like 7:15. There was somebody waiting. Oh, the test live. Oh, that was a mess. Yeah, I've never used the cell phone for streaming. Actually, I did once, but it was in the car, and it was a long time ago. But I thought I was going to have to use that today. Little static, but not bad. Okay. Well, let me know if it does get bad, because I can play with the filters. There we go. But for right now, it's a miracle that this is working. Just to give you a quick idea of what happened. So the computer that I've been using for over a year, just the motherboard just fried on me yesterday. I don't know why. It just decided it wasn't going to work anymore. So I spent much of last night and today trying to get another laptop working. I finally did get one working and actually working with the old hard drive so that I didn't have to change anything. It was just ready to go because there's a lot of stuff that's got to go into the setup for this, at least the way I'm doing it. Maybe I'm doing it stupid, but and that computer just was not powerful enough to handle the streaming software. It just couldn't do it. So I thought, okay, I'm doomed. So I decided to try to use the phone, and that's why I had a little test earlier today. And it was fun. I got to chat with some folks for a little while. It's amazing to me. You just pop up on YouTube Live, and within minutes you got somebody saying hello to you. It's just amazing. Anyway, I then remembered that I had this. This is the old System 76 computer that I used for years, and I stopped using it because the screen was getting a little flaky. But I didn't remember there being anything else wrong with it. Well, it turns out I must have done something because the darn operating system was shot on it. There's the furnace. I could not get the operating system to boot, so I had to reinstall Linux. And that meant I had to reinstall OBS and Chromium and everything else to make this work. Here we are. It's working. It's a Christmas miracle. So let's see. I know we got a lot of folks here, and I haven't taken the time to say hello to anyone yet, so that's not very kind of me. We got Gordy, Phil Rivera. Good to see you guys. David G. Woody, Jeffrey Feinberg, Ghost Rider, Steve Sazak. Always great to see you all. Hope you're having a wonderful evening / morning / whatever else it might be. There's Cheeky Amputee. How you doing, Yusuf? Great to see you checking in from South Africa. Got to talk to Yusuf a little bit earlier today, which was nice. The Tasman, Father Chris. How you doing, Father? Hope Iowa's not too chilly tonight. James Steidel, Gary Edminster. What? No, I did not get it. I am getting I'm getting a new to me computer. I haven't bought a new computer in a very long time. I get them used. Linux loves old computers. Let's see. There's Algonquin Breyer. I think I already said hello to David Bookshop, but if so, David, you get 2 tonight. The Smooth Piper, how you doing, Peter Possum and Pipe? Jimmy, how you doing, Jimmy? Good to see you tonight. Signal Man Tony from Rhode Island. Woody is eating cake. Good for you, Woody. Hope it's good cake. Nothing worse than eating bad cake. And yes, there is bad cake. There's Bona Piper. Happy Friday to you, Christian. Good to see you. Sleepy Piper Todd. My goodness, a lot of folks poured in here. The Urban Hermit. Hello, Everett. Good to see you. Cypress Piper. Casey Guthrie. Howdy. Good to see you, Casey. And I think we are caught up. If I missed you, my apologies, but you know I intended to say hello. Haunted Bookshop is known as Bulkwinkle? That's interesting. Does that translate into anything, Yusuf? Sound like Bullwinkle. Oh, that is, so that's what Haunted Bookshop would look like in Afrikaans. Interesting. I can see the book in it. I guess Winkle is on. I like that. I'm going to start using it from now on. I'm just going to say I'm smoking some Buckwinkle tonight. I'll take a look, Christian, but I don't think so. I think it's the controller chip for the hard drive interface. Because I can boot it off of a USB drive. I can boot it off of a USB live USB with no problem. I just cannot get it to recognize the drive. And I can take that same drive out and put it in another computer and it works fine. So it's not the drive. There's no cable on this particular motherboard. It's an HP and it just kind of plugs into the motherboard. So I don't know. It's not worth worrying about it. I got a new computer on the way. Well, again, a new to me computer. I'll be here next week. And the Winkle is shop. Oh, so it's bookshop. Okay. Phil, that would be great to smoke some book Winkle and a book Chican. Does anybody actually know how to pronounce that? I can't remember the name of the pipe carver. It was Ryan. Is it Ryan Alden? Maybe is he a Southern boy? Anyway, whoever it was, he was on a podcast and they asked him how he pronounced that, and he said, "Boots choking," and he was joking about it, but it was just funny. Eric Brown wants to know the best online retailer to purchase bulk haunted bookshop. Whoever's got it on sale, Eric. Most of them have it, but yeah, I just go with whoever's got a sale going at any given time. But yeah, if you're only buying a couple ounces, it may not matter. But they all do fine. And I've not had, I haven't ordered from every possible online source, but the big ones that I've ordered from, I've never had any issues with. Is that the phonetic spelling there, Phil? So it's Boots Shoquin? Sounds good. Cool. I want to have a drink. And because this is the big Christmas extravaganza, and by the way, I was going to have the backdrop up and all that stuff, but I spent so much time just getting the computer working today that we got Santa, Santa, Santa. We got Hans over there, almost hitting bottom. So we're good. And we got the major award. I know I tell this story every year, but my wife just randomly bought this for me and said, "Look what I found for you." I married a really good woman because she doesn't like this movie. She really doesn't like the movie. In fact, for years, she wouldn't watch It's a Wonderful Life because she thought that that was the Christmas story. I laugh every time I think about that, but yeah. She missed out on watching It's a Wonderful Life because she thought it was the Christmas story. That's how much she dislikes Christmas story. And we are going to put into our major award my favorite sacrilegious beer of the Christmas season. I know I shouldn't, but it just tastes so darn good. And you know, I got to tell you, it's all the fault of the beast. The beast is a gateway substance. 1 minute you're smoking the beast, next minute, you know. I shouldn't make fun. Yes, I should. Yeah, probably should. The problem is that we go through this every year, don't we? I mean, there's just that's why you need two. This is a chocolate peanut butter porter, I believe. Yep, by Duclaw. And it is just delicious, if you like such things. If you don't like them, then you'll probably not like it. And I know Phil's turning his nose up at it, but hey, Phil, it's not pumpkin. Can you get two in here? I don't think I'm going to be able to do it with the phone, but we'll see. Ah. Ha 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 ha. Absolutely perfect. Ah, very good. I really do enjoy that beer. I wish they had named it better, but a pickle stout. Oh my goodness, Phil. Miracle on 34th Street's a great Christmas movie. I have not seen that in years, Bad Dad. But I used to watch that every year when I was a kid. It was one of my mom's favorites, actually. Ah, Carrie's come in. Hello, Carrie. Good to see you. And anyone else that might have snuck in while I was in Armchair Piper. I don't think I saw you earlier. Welcome. I missed the narrow as the path comment. I saw it flash by, but I see James wide as the gate, and indeed, and thank goodness, because if it wasn't, I'd be in trouble. Has been two great choices: White Christmas or Holiday Inn. Gary, don't start. David, don't make me pull up the Bruce Willis clip. How odd of you, Phil. How dare you enjoy trying different things? Master Poe! Oh, I'm no Don. Uh, Retirement so far is going great. I mean, right now I'm just kind of on vacation. I haven't yet really, you know, because I'm normally off this time of year anyway, so it hasn't really sunk in yet. But like today, when I was doing all this computer stuff, I was thinking, that's okay. I'm not worried about it because, yeah, I'm going to spend a whole day on this, but I can spend a whole day on things like that now. Oh, Joita, you can't be late. You're just in time. Oh, you did miss a good one, Everett. Yeah, Santa was in rare form, and he had to deflect some pretty tough questions, hard hitting questions, I'd say. Yes, Phil, I love that movie. Wait, Viking Santa, was it Viking? It was a Mel Gibson, but it was like he wasn't a Viking, but he was Santa, and somebody put a hit out on him, and it was an excellent movie. Can't remember the name of it. Oh, it's Ronnie Ewing. Hi, Ronnie. Good to see you. Never saw Love Actually, David, because I'm a guy, but uh, I'm just kidding. I know a lot of guys think that's a good movie. I've never seen it though. Batman, yes, Carrie, that was what it was called. Is that the one you were thinking of? Fat Man was what I is the movie I'm remembering. Thank you, Algonquin Bar. Honestly, Bad Dad, there's just been so much going on that I haven't yet felt like in any way lazy or like somebody said every day is a Saturday. It hasn't felt like that at all. I'm sure that in time I'll start to think, well, gee, I got to have something to do. Oh yeah, Carrie, you don't want to watch that with the kiddos. It's an excellent movie, though. I mean, it's an action adventure sort of thing. It's not. I don't know if it's adventure so much. It's an action movie. Uh, I would almost have to question whether or not it's a Christmas movie. To be honest with you, Phil's going to get mad at me because it's an excellent movie. But is it a Christmas movie? I mean, just because it's got Santa Claus in it, it doesn't really have anything to do with Christmas, to my memory. So maybe it's not a Christmas movie. Well, Phil, you do know that in Bruce Willis's current state, it's not really a fair fight. Oh, fantastic, Everett. I hope the weather holds out for them. 15 years. Wonderful, David. I don't see myself regretting it. I'm just going to have to get organized so that it doesn't slip by too quickly. because the past couple of weeks have just been a blur. I can imagine that happening, Christian. Liam Neeson's Santa would be very different, Phil. There's Codger Jim. Hello, Jim. So I did find some Christmas trivia that we'll take a look at in a little bit. Maybe wait until the first pipe is done. Yeah, those old Rankin Bass ones are wonderful, Carrie. Um, those and the Charlie Brown Christmas, I think are absolutely essential. It does make time move quicker, David, but there's also, at least for me, if I don't have an unstructured day, it goes by pretty quickly. If I've got plans for the day and I know, I'm going to do this in the morning or do this in the afternoon, it seems to just last longer. Yeah, what Bottom Piper's pointing to there. Oh, very cool. Everett's going to be, the Urban Hermit's going to be talking about We Three Kings, his impressions on that in a video tomorrow. That's great, Everett. Look forward to that. Oh, thanks, Phil. I will not be able to not hear that now. That's really funny. Do they have a special hotline for that, James? I'm glad she saw the light. David, I'm not even going to try. They shut me down so quick with the Great Pumpkin. I mean, I was impressed with how quickly that happened. Ah, I see, James. I see. It was a ruse. There should be such a thing, though. The best I could come up with, David, is I could probably get away with doing the audio if I change the speed a little bit, maybe filter it a little, and then I could do sock puppets. But that's the closest we're going to get to a peanut show on here. Really, Phil, was that on Instagram or YouTube? I'm not surprised either, but oh, Jeffrey, that's a joke there, that is. That was Instagram, okay. Yeah, well, he sounds so close, Phil, that I'm not surprised he gets him pulled. Oh, really, Poem? Good to see you, by the way. So there's a new CISA movie. That's interesting. I don't know how they could follow that up. I'll definitely have to look for that, though. It was another excellent recommendation. So I got to tell you something that happened today. This is absolutely unrelated to Christmas or anything, but I've got to share this with somebody. And I'll probably talk about this on Sunday again, too, because it was just such an unbelievable thing that happened. It's The Road to Revenge? Okay, Gary. I'm definitely going to look for that. So it's hard for me to talk about this without laughing. It's such a strange thing. And with you not knowing him, this is not going to make as much sense to you. It's probably not going to be as funny to you. But I've talked to you many times about my brother. He passed away back in November. And, you know, he had been through a lot, so it was a good thing, and you know, happy that he's now at peace. But, you know, he was autistic, and he was, you know, he talked to me, talked to family members and stuff like that. If he went out to a restaurant, he would tell the waitress what he wanted, but he wouldn't like have a conversation. And if the waitress teased him a little bit, he would just kind of go into a shell. He had a very active conversation with me, but it was about the things he was interested in, and that was it. And we never really had, like, you know, what's new kind of discussions. You know, it was never like, oh, I saw something interesting today that you might think is interesting or anything like that. You know, to everybody that knew my brother, he was pretty one-dimensional. You know, he didn't have a private life. He was very open about stuff. And he told you if he was going to do something, he told you. So that's what makes this so surprising. My sister claimed she had to do some bank thing, but I think she was just snooping. And she was looking through his cell phone. And she noticed that he had gotten a text message from an organization that she thought was unusual. And she went and sort of started to hunt this down. And it turns out my brother was making monthly donations to an organization that provides goats to impoverished nations. It's called Global Goats. You actually get to name the goats, and they have a ranking board. Like, you know, he would check the ranking board apparently quite frequently to see if he got ranked. My brother was a goat philanthropist, and I had no idea, and she had no idea, and we were the two people closest to him. He never talked about this. He never said a word about it. He never asked me about it. We never even talked about goats. He was he just decided on his own that he was going to donate to this, and was interested in helping impoverished nations build up their goat population. I do not understand it. It's the strangest thing. Not that he did it, but that he never talked about it. He just kept it to himself. He never even felt it necessary to say, "Oh, by the way, I'm doing this thing." He just that was his thing. All he was happy knowing that he had done it, and that just amazes me. It just makes me wonder what else was going on there that I'll never know. But what a wonderful, wonderful thing. The other thing that really makes me laugh is my brother was incredibly cheap. Uh, he, I mean, he would never pay for anything. We'd sometimes ask him to lend us money just to watch his reaction to it because he would like squirm. Uh, he We'd make bets all the time. Like we'd make bets because he had moved up to New England. He claimed to be a Patriots fan and claimed to be a Red Sox fan, although he never stopped loving the Eagles and the Phillies. So if those teams were playing, we would always have a bet, and the bet would always be something like he liked tasty cakes, which are a Philadelphia thing, and he said, okay, if the did I say Braves? I meant Red Sox. Is if the Red Sox win, you'll send me tasty cakes. I said, okay, and what if the Phillies win? And he would almost always answer with, then I will offer you a beer when you come to visit. He never said, I will buy you a beer. He would offer it to me in the hopes that I would say, no, thank you. And here he was giving money away for goats. It's just so funny. And it is cool. It is cool. And it is, you're right, James. It is true charity. And that's the thing that amazes me about him. I never would have guessed that he had the capacity for that. And it's wonderful that he did. Absolutely wonderful that he did. So, anyway, sorry, I didn't want to derail the Christmas fun, but I thought you guys would enjoy that. You were with me on that journey with his health and everything, and I just wanted to update you on that and let you know that he was really a wonderful guy. That's beautiful, Yusuf. That's the way it should be. You're right, Phil. If the goat mascot is named Scott, because knowing him, he would want to name the goats after himself. Doug Owen. Hey, Doug, how are you doing this evening? This is heavy. Indeed, Phil. Indeed. And it's funny, not a day goes by when I don't see something and I think to myself, oh, you would have loved that. Um, yeah, he's always going to be a part of me. And when I see those things, and it's the same thing with my dad, I sometimes see something, I say, oh, I got to tell him about that. And I don't really think of that as a sadness. I think of it more as that's something they imprinted on me, and that means that they're always going to be a part of me. And it's a wonderful thing. So far, just heavy in weight, Yusuf. But actually, I didn't even bother to check the alcohol content of these. Well, these are only 6.2% only. I mean, some of those like imperial stouts and things like that can get up to almost 12%. 11 something. Yeah, Phil, that is hard. It really is hard. But at the same time, it's part of you that's still part of them, or they're still part of you, I guess. Yeah, let's change the topic. Let's fill this with Christmas cheer. We could go back to arguing about Die Hard. Possum and Pipe's got a wee dram of Evan Williams. There you go. I found a new whiskey that I'm embarrassed to tell anybody about because it's really cheap and terrible. Yeah, Bona Piper, I've thought about this a lot, and it's very obvious to me that and I use this as a sort of a benchmark. When I was a kid, the summer lasted forever. And now the summer seems to be over in a couple of weeks. It just flies by. I think the reason is that when I was a kid, I didn't have to attend to so many things. So I think the information processing thing is actually a little bit more subtle or nuanced than that. It's not that we're not processing information, it's that we're processing too much and too diverse information. We're not really focusing on things. I think that when you were a kid, everything was new and everything was something that you would want to learn more about and understand better. And I think that, in a way, helps. Christmas beer for everyone and to everyone good beer. There you go. I know, Yusuf. I understand that. No, it's actually worse than Seagram's. Mezadum? Good to see you tonight. Don't do it, Everett. Like I said, I've heard people say Guinness Zero is pretty good. I haven't had it, but so when I was a kid, I'd ride on the weekends down to Wildwood with my grandfather. Before school closed, we'd go every weekend, and that would be where they would get the beach house kind of opened up. And then once school ended, I'd stay. But I have very fond memories of Friday nights, my grandfather picking me up and taking the 2-hour drive down to Wildwood. And we would always cross the Walt Whitman Bridge, which, if you're familiar with the Philadelphia area, it's near the sports complexes where the Phillies and the Eagles play, and it was very near to where we lived. He'd pick me up and go across the Walt Whitman Bridge and head down south to the Jersey Shore. As we began going across the bridge, we would pass a distillery, and the name of that distillery was Old Hickory. And I can still smell that distillery. It had the most sour, pungent smell that you could ever imagine. And I loved it, and I would do anything to be able to smell that again. Because it was just, and he would always comment, "Oh, there's Old Hickory, you can smell it." And, you know, it just was, it just was such a part of that moment. But Old Hickory is sadly gone. But it turns out the parent company of Old Hickory is still around, and they are still making whiskey. The name of that company is Cassers, and they make a whiskey called Cassers 52, I believe. I'm thinking maybe it's 51, but I'm pretty certain it's 52. Cassers 52. It's cheap. It's high proof. It's really not very good at all, but if you just want to have some whiskey and you want to remember old granddad, it's perfectly fine. So I've been drinking a lot of Cassers 52 lately. Well, Bona Piper, I think the key to making it last longer is to do things you don't want to do. Like you need to go and wait in line for stuff, and go to the DMV. I don't know if you have the DMV in Canada, but I'm sure you got something similar where you have to go and get your license renewed. Yeah, that'll make time slow down. Watch Hallmark movies. I tell you, those hours last forever. Oh, it's that cold, Everett. You had to get out the fur-lined one. Oh my goodness. It did come in a plastic bottle. Yes, it did. I'm telling you, there's nothing high class about me. Don't get me wrong, I've got other things to drink. It's not like I'm, yeah, but it's the nostalgia that got me. I have finished my haunted bookshop. Peter, if you're racing, you win. 15 degrees, Gary. My goodness. It was warm here today. It was in the 50s. It rained all day, but I think the high was 54. And we had snow on Saturday. I think we had snow. We got about 4 inches. It was pretty impressive. We haven't had the snowfall like that in a while. Yeah, the old label did seem to be a thing for a while there, Doug. Oh, Phil, I don't even want to think about that. I just drink it from the bag, James. Uh, what would I do without you guys, huh? Low places indeed, David. Doug, the stuff I'm talking about, a glass bottle wouldn't help it, believe me. So we need another pipe. You guys know I've got several blends that I've been smoking through the Christmas season. I've sort of developed this rotation of Christmas blends, and things are going to go in and out of it just because some of them aren't available. And so North Pole Peppermint Mocha Mint is one that I'm only going to smoke once a year because it's no longer available. Darn it. That was a mistake that's going to be with me for many years. Um, I've also got the um, Jermaine's plum cake, which I really enjoy, and I'm stretching that out because it's very hard to get. So 1 or 2 bowls of that. I've already had 2 bowls of that. So I've got that pelican that Brian Doran gave to me, which is really wonderful stuff. It's good, probably Syrian latakia. Reminds me of what latakia used to taste like to me, and I really enjoy that. So I've already had a couple bowls of that. The other one, and this is going to be the last year for it, is this Kendall Cream. This is from 2021. You can see I do not have much of that left at all. This was a gift from my buddy Couch, and this is wonderful stuff. If you haven't had Kendall Cream, I think they've changed the name to something else, but this is really good stuff. I was going to smoke that tonight, but I realized that I probably only have enough for 1 bowl, and I'm going to save that for Christmas. I want to smoke that on Christmas morning. So, what are we going to do? Oh, and this is the pelican. So, again, just trying to conserve it and spread these out so that I've got them for another Christmas. So we're going to introduce a new one to the rotation, one that I'm actually enjoying, and not much of this. It's about half gone now. This was a gift from my friend Mark in Rhode Island, and he called this Haunted Gaslight. And what this is a 50% mix of Haunted Bookshop and GLP's Gaslight. Now, I don't like the Haunted Pirate Ship. A lot of key on that is just too much for me. This stuff is really good. I don't know what it is about the Gaslight, but it's got I think I believe it's got a lot more Orientals in it. And it's really a very spicy kind of mix. So I highly recommend this if you're in the mood to combine 2 blends. But that's what we're going to have for the second pipe. And we are going to put that in the rarely seen Boswell's Christmas Calabash. You have a jar of Kendall Cream, you're a lucky man, Everett. Old Crow could also refer to a woman, Doug. Scotch in a pouch. That's the problem with the rum, Gary. It seems to have a mind of its own. Yes, Doug, I know they had to change it for those reasons. It's kind of stupid. Oh, that's not the lighter oven. Oh, here we go. Oh, thank goodness, everybody. You can relax. Mushroom Leg is here. Ray, we were really having a rough time without you. It's hard to hold this all together, you know. You want to do some Christmas trivia? King Wenceslas. Is that an aromatic, David? Oh, Doug, that does not sound very appetizing. Never been a fan of algae. See, I was playing around earlier trying to find some trivia, and these are not the best of trivia questions, but some of them are really stupid. Like, what does the X in Christmas stand for? In Xmas. Anybody want to take a crack at that one? What does the X stand for in Xmas? Father Chris. It's almost cheating for you, isn't it? Good job. It is from the Greek letter chi for Christ. Okay. Before turkey was common, what meat was most often served at Christmas in England? And you get extra points if you can name both of them, because there was two. There were two. Sounds good, David. All right, Gary Edminster has one of them correct, and it is goose. But there's a second one, and it is not a fowl, not a bird. And not only is it a different animal, but it's also a specific part of the animal. Thank you, Ray. It was not electric eel, surprisingly. There you go, Peter. Father Chris got it right. Yep, the second one is boar's head. So goose and boar's head. Very good. My wife worked for a small university when we lived in Atlanta. It was called Oglethorpe. And they had an annual Christmas festival that was called the Boar's Head Feast. And they would actually bring in a boar's head, and they're kind of like if you've ever seen them piping in the haggis for Burns Day. It was kind of like that. They had a special song that went with it, and everything. This big boar's head would come in. Nobody actually ate it, but yeah. I'm skipping the easier ones. Which two of Santa's reindeer names come from weather phenomenon? Some of you guys have odd ideas of what Christmas food is like. All right, Poem's got one of them, but can you also tell me the weather phenomenon that it is named after? Woody's very close, but the spelling's a bit off. Yes, Tornado, the reindeer. The seldom mentioned reindeer. I thought you would, Ed. Yeah, we're dancing around it. So Ed has the translate. Well, wait, David has the translations right, and Possum and Pipe's pretty close. There we go. There we go. Yusuf's got it. Yes, Donner and Blitzen, which means thunder and lightning. And don't ask what Vixen was named after. This is an interesting one. What U.S. president made Christmas a federal holiday? Those of you outside of the U.S. might not care about this, but I did not know that, Ed. I was under an impression that your name was something different. You have a Swedish friend that gives you haggis? Why? You know what, Ronnie? I shouldn't ask. Some things are best left to mystery. It was not Richard Nixon. It was not FDR, and it was not Roosevelt. No, James, he just made it great again. Not Harding, Gary. No, it's not a foot condition poem. Come on, you guys know what haggis is. The Scottish delicacy. I once had the opportunity to eat haggis in Scotland after it was piped in with great ceremony and placed in front of me with whiskey, with scotch, sorry. Um, and I can tell you that under those circumstances, with all the fanfare and everything else, and having the scotch there to wash it down, it was terrible. It was one of the worst things I've ever experienced in my life. It was not George Washington. Wow, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. I was surprised by this one actually. I would not have guessed it, but we've had enough time with this one. It was actually Ulysses S. Grant. Um, yeah, very surprising. I would have thought it was earlier than that. How many towns in America are named Christmas? Ah, Yusuf got it. Too late though, Yusuf. Peter, I think you're a little behind. Oh, Doug. Okay, well then there is something we disagree on, my twin brother. Because no, and I like the idea. You know, I love Scrapple, and haggis and Scrapple are like kissing cousins. But oh, this was not good. And maybe it was intentionally not good. I don't know. Maybe they just were trying to make the tourists not enjoy it. But it was really nice to have the scotch to wash it down with. So are we guessing at the number of towns in America named Christmas? So far we've got 12, 10, and 20. You're all overshooting. Much too high, Yusuf. That may be, Doug. Because when I hear what's in haggis, I think that would be good. But this was not good. David G got it right. It's 2. Anybody want to guess where they are? Guess one of the 2 states. Liver mush? That sounds awful, Possum and Pipe. But of course, mush anything sounds awful to me. Should be Alaska, but it's not, Dr. Bob. It's not. Michigan, yes, yes, Everett. That's one of them. There is a Christmas Michigan, and there is a Christmas Florida. And that is it. I like liver and onions, Gary. I like that. Some of these are like really dumb, like what are people expected to do under mistletoe? Don't bother answering that. In what year did Christmas, December 25th, become a national holiday in the United States? If you know your presidents. Oh, if liver mush is similar to Scrapple, I'll eat it. Todd Munson, good evening, sir. I think you guys are just guessing goose to make me laugh at this point. You're close, but a little early, David G. and Dr. Bob. A little early. Oh my goodness. That was me checking the time, by the way. You wondered why I put my glasses on. I got really close just now. It's because the clock is just below the camera. Nope, that is true, Father Chris, and I would be smoking it right now if I knew what I had done with it. But I seem to have either given away or lost several tins. All right, we'll let that one hang out there long enough. It was 1870. Oh, Ochoita got it. I'm sorry, I missed that, Ochoita. 1870. Yes, good job. Good job. What beverage company has used Santa Claus in its Christmas marketing since 1931? Black Frigate is wonderful. The only trick with Black Frigate is as soon as you open it, you got to put it in a jar because that topping evaporates really quick, and that topping is really good. I don't often say that about topping, but that one is really good. Coca-Cola, Coke. Yes, indeed. Bad. Father Chris. You got it. A bunch of you. You all got it. That was an easy one. Too easy. Too easy. Let's move on here. Because we've got other... Oh no, I got an ad. I think we've got some movie trivia. Yeah, here we go. In what real-life department store is Miracle on 34th Street based on? I used to love those Norelco commercials, Todd. Yes, several people getting it right. Carrie was first with Macy's. Good job. In the original Frosty the Snowman animated movie, what was the first thing Frosty says when he comes to life? Carrie, the answer to that question is nothing. Happy birthday. Yes. Carrie got it first, I think. Father Chris was close, but it's happy birthday. Ah, several people thought it was Happy New Year. Where's the girls? Oh, bad dad, I think you're watching a different version of Frosty. Now let's try to take Carrie's question seriously. What pairs well with a grapefruit-like IPA? I would actually think a sort of heavier, maybe Oriental, heavy tobacco. Oriental forward tobacco, I should say. A nice Balkan. Oh man, the Smooth Piper beat me by a mile. He's just finished this on his bookshop. Now he's loading up Black Spice. Oh, that's a nice blend. Haven't had that in a long time. Orlick Golden Slice, says Dr. Bob. And peanut tobacco. Oh, I don't know about that. Straight Virginia Flint. I don't know. Straight Virginia tend to be a bit lemony and tart. I don't think that would work, but That's just me. Oh, James, I'll think about it. I'd love to do it. It's just having, well, I can't say having the time because I got nothing but time, but yeah, I'll think about it. Right now, I got to get a laptop that works going first and get all the technology stuff settled. I got a new camera, by the way. I haven't taken it out of the box yet, but it's something else I'm very excited about. Hoping to do more shop videos with it. That was my retirement present. In the movie Elf, what department store does Buddy work at? Rango Balkan Supreme Court. That's a good one, Brian. There's a couple ever, but they really don't matter much. Isn't that interesting, Dr. Bob? It was not Walmart. What department store did Buddy work at in the movie Elf? Doug, that is tempting. That is very tempting. I don't think the missus would like it very much, though. Gimbals! Yusuf's got it. Gacy's? Is that really a store, Carrie? When I think of Gacy, I don't think of Christmas stores, but it looked like Supreme Court to me. Brian, did the I don't know what did Autospell add the court? That would be funny. You're in for a treat, David. No, the answer was indeed gimbals. Here's a tough one. In Miracle on 34th Street, what is the name of the girl who doubts Santa? That sounds like a good deal, Bad Dad. But I actually ordered a ThinkPad for $200. It'll work. It was not Virginia. Virginia was the girl, and yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. It was neither Natalie nor Thomasina. Yusuf, you are tearing it up tonight. Susan Walker is in the correct answer. That's a good one, Doug. In what movie did Bing Crosby first sing White Christmas? Peter, are you lagging or something? Because you're answering questions from like 20 minutes ago. You're getting them right. Doug, I'm going to let you decide whether or not those answers are correct to your question. Some of these are just bad. Where does Santa Claus live? Don't answer that. I'm laughing at the question. What carol asks, what child is this? There we go. What is the best-selling Christmas song of all time? And this surprises me. Is it For Elise, Chris? I'm sorry, I might have just given away the terrible Mariah Carey song. So Father Chris is asking, what is the traditional tune to which what child of this is sung? Has anybody gotten the... Yes, White Christmas is the correct answer. It is White Christmas, Bing Crosby. I would have thought it was the Christmas song. You know, the chestnuts roasting on an open fire, because that apparently is the most recorded song in history, which is kind of interesting. This is a good one. This is a good one. I'll wait until we get an answer to what is the tune that, what child of this is traditionally, what is the traditional tune to which what child is this is sung to? I think David does have it right. I was wrong. It's Greensleeves, yes. Good job, David. Good question, Father Chris. Yeah, that'll happen, Urban Hermit. I can't stand the cold anymore. I blame it on the 6 years I lived in Atlanta, but it might just be that I'm old. Okay. What time is it now? It's okay. This will be the last question. And then I think this is a good one. Who originally sang Baby It's Cold Outside? And I want the names of both people. It's a duet. No, Bad Dad, surprisingly, that is not true. Not only was it not Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, it was neither of them in either part. No, Father Chris, it was not Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. Good guess, though. I have not seen a single one that like nobody even got it half right yet. This is a good one. I love that song too, Carrie, and I get so disappointed that people actually think it's well, they tried to cancel it. And I think it's ridiculous because I've never thought of it that way. Yeah, I always thought of it as a guy that was actually concerned about the woman, and I don't know. Oh, Doug, that was you're so close. You're not close at all. So far, nobody's gotten even one of the names right. Okay, I'll give you the female voice. It was not Ella and Louis, Ron. No. That would have been my guess, actually. But that is not correct. I'll give you the female. You tell me the male. And I, I'm going to have to check this because I don't know if I entirely believe this quiz. Wasn't Bing Crosby. It was much earlier than Tony Orlando and Dawn or Captain and Tennille or any of those folks. Jimmy, you nailed it. You nailed it. My goodness. Oh, Louis Prima would have been fantastic, but no. It was as Jimmy points out, it was Ricardo Montalban and Esther Williams. And I am surprised by that. Terry Bradshaw and Howard Cosell. Yes, Con. And it was fine Corinthian leather, Phil. It's a very strange pair. In fact, I don't think of either of them as singers. That's why I gotta double check that one. Okay, Jimmy. Interesting. I'm really surprised by that. It's okay, Phil. I don't think Corinthian leather is a real thing. All right, Ron. I will not take that up. If you say it was Adam and Eve, I'll buy it. Billie Jean King and Bill Tilden. From the 1949 film Neptune's Daughter, starring Esther Williams and Ricardo Montalban, won the Academy Award for Best Original Song. My goodness. Thank you, Todd Munson. That's a really interesting fact there. What instrument was Silent Night originally written for? Asked David G. Possum and Pipe says piano. I would guess organ? Pipe organ? Ochoita says flute. Oh! Father Chris, guitar because the organ was broken. Interesting. And David says that is the correct answer. I thought so. It rang a bell. It's an interesting story behind that song because it was written like in one day or something like that. I can't remember the story, but there's an interesting tale behind Silent Night. Oh, there we go. Just plucked the string. You're right. You're right, Father Chris. Plucked the string. Doug was in a play about it in sixth grade. I was in a play in, oh gosh, it was probably third or fourth grade. There was a Christmas play where I had to say, Christmas is coming, turkeys are fat, please put a penny in the old man's hat. Those were my lines. It's amazing I can still remember that. I can't remember my name most days, but I can remember that. If that J underscore ON underscore AT underscore HA underscore N is who I think it is, you shouldn't be watching this sort of thing, young man. Happy holidays, Jonathan. A mouse ate a hole in the leather bellows. I'm sure that happened. I came across this really interesting YouTube channel, and I'm not going to be able to remember. The first name was something Maton, Maton, and he's an English fellow who lives in Salisbury, and he travels around to all these different really old churches and plays the pipe organ in them. He's an organist, and he talks about the history of the church, and he talks about the history of a musical piece that he plays. It's really interesting. If I can remember the name of it, I'll stick it in. Well, I'll stick it in the description eventually, because I know I have it in my watched videos list. But if you're at all interested in pipe organs, which I didn't know I was until I saw this guy talk about them, it's worth watching. Oh, Doug, I know the feeling. I was quote husky. Yeah, that was pleasant. Spoken one with me. Okay. Well, it's good to see you, buddy. Love right back to you. Ben Maton. Yes, I think that is the name, Richard. Really fantastic channel. I can't explain to you why I find it interesting, but it's one of those things that you watch one of them and you're just thinking, boy, I'm just so interested in pipe organs all of a sudden. Stout was another good word, Gary. Yes. We're running over. I've almost emptied the major award here, but not quite. So we got to go a little bit late. If you missed it, highly recommended. If you like beer and you like porters and you like chocolate and peanut butter, it doesn't taste like any of those things, but it's really good. All right, Yusuf, you have a wonderful weekend as well, and Merry Christmas to you. And yes, as folks are probably going to be taking off soon, I should wish you all a Merry Christmas. We'll go for a bit longer, but don't know what's going to happen between now and Christmas because I got the computer thing going on. But hopefully I'll have something on Sunday, and but that'll be after Christmas. So this will be the last time I get to talk to you until then. Where is the beer made, Carrie? It's make the old man put on his glasses. Why don't you? It's Ewing, New Jersey. Dew Claw Brewery out of Ewing, New Jersey. I think we are out of haunted gaslight here. Such is life. I will not repack because I'm gonna call it a night after this. Merry Christmas to you, Ochoita.
So I do hope you all have good stuff planned and get to spend time with family and friends and all that wonderful sort of thing that the Christmas holiday brings to us. And yeah, we'll be doing this again before New Year, but we're almost tying up the year, and it seems like it just begun. It's gone by very quickly. And well, a lot went on this year. It's been a busy year. It's been a crazy year. I sure hope 2026 is not a crazy year. So here's to a less crazy year. Good night, Jeffrey. So with that, I think I've gotten to the bottom of this, and I am going to call it a night. Thank you all for joining me. I've really enjoyed it. Granted, the Christmas trivia was not the best, but it was fun. And yeah, again, it's been a wonderful year. I'm really glad that I had you guys with me the whole year, and I'm looking forward to doing it again next year. But we will gather again before the new year gets here. But we will not probably gather again before Christmas. So thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and I hope it's filled with blessings and plenty of good times and good food, and maybe even a little bit of good drink. So with that, my friends, I'm going to call this to an end. We'll be back hopefully on Sunday, and I'll definitely see you next Friday. Merry Christmas. Of course, that didn't work. Merry Christmas.